was not its little friends. Being Seamont's came into service with the 8th Air Force, that the capabilities of the type as a long-range escort fighter for not just the B-17, but also, let's not forget, the consolidated B-24 Liberators of the 8th Air Force as well, really came into their own, because as you said, these aircraft, Colin, were able to accompany the bombers deeper into occupied Europe.
And your reference to the little friends is very apt, because that's what the bomber pilots used to refer to the B-47s and B-51s as, their little friends, when they joined them as escort on those missions.
Yes, the early 8th Air Force missions, of which it'll be the 80th anniversary next year, mounted from the UK, were escorted by RAF Spitfire 5s, which of course were not able to go anywhere near as far as the later P-47s and P-51s were able to. In fact, it was interesting that when the Memphis Belle starring B-17 Sally B was made here in 1989, with filming at other locations as well, that film features P-51s as escort fighters for Memphis Belle and its colleagues from the 91st Bomb Group at Bassingbourn, but actually Spitfires were the order of the day, and earlier P-47s for those missions undertaken by that famous aircraft and its brethren.
And you mentioned the first flight in combat from the UK. That was in fact from Grafton Underwood, and the commander of that mission was Paul Tibbets, who later went on to command the attack which dropped the atom bomb, which effectively ended the Second World War.
So as the three fighters break away, what a pleasure to once again see a display over Duxford from B-17G Sally B. Coronavirus pandemic. We've decided not to display it at all during the very limited 2020 display season. But Elise Allingbo, this aircraft operator, and her colleagues at B-17 Preservation weren't to be put off by the still somewhat limited calendar of air events in 2021. They wanted to see the easy to forget that this, like P-51, was an aircraft that first saw operational frontline service with the RAF. And the early experiences the RAF had with what it called the Fortress 1 in combat were frankly disastrous. And it took significant improvements to the aircraft's employment and to its design to turn it into the magnificently effective heavy bomber that it subsequently became. It needed more defensive armament to protect aircraft and crews. It needed better armour protection of the airframe, better bomb aiming equipment. All of this was brought to bear by the US Army Air Forces in particularly the incredibly hazardous daylight bombing role during the combined Allied offensive from 1942 to 45.
Unsustainable, and there was a real likelihood that the Americans were going to stop that daylight bombing idea. And it was the arrival of the, as we also just said, the P-51, which was a game changer. There's another point as well that the pilots and all of the crews, their training began in America, where the weather was much more clement than in Europe. When they came over here and had to find targets in largely cloud-locked Central Europe, they had difficulties even within 2 or 3 miles, let alone in a pickle barrel.
So heavily armed was the B-17X, and they were given flying fortress. They simply wouldn't need fighter escorts for the whole mission. But that hope, of course, was soon proved wrong, hence the tactical development that we were just describing. The B-17G in civilian hands in the UK, headed up by Ellie Salingbow. This is Sally B's final pass, and we're expecting to see smoke put on to represent damaged engines, the state in which so many B-17s would have returned to base during wartime, and there it goes. And this final pass, always dedicated to the membership of the Sally B Supporters Club. This aircraft is such a powerful flying memorial to the US Army Air Forces personnel who flew all types, not just B-17s, from Britain during World War II. Entirely privately operated, it received nothing in the way of official funding, and so this recent period, with no income from air shows until this year, throughout the 2020 season, has been a very difficult one indeed, because the costs of operating an aeroplane such as this are immense, aren't they?
Oh, it must be colossal. And even just to fire up one of the engines, you're going to use hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of fuel, let alone how much it costs just to pay for the display that we've just enjoyed.
And then you factor in such as insurance, the need to do training and currency flying as well. It is a very expensive operation. It's absolutely vital that this aircraft keeps flying. So please, we urge you to join the Sally B Supporters Club, and when the aircraft parks back up, you'll see the Sally B stand just in front of it. You can see the B-17 Sally B flag flying there. Now, they'd be delighted to sign you up. There are all sorts of benefits associated with membership, or indeed you can do so online at sallyb.org.uk. Here come the fighters once more, P-47 and 2 Mustangs. Engineering team, and we record him as Sally B slows to a standstill. The P-47, touching down on the hard, as I said, operated by Air Leasing and owned by Fighter Aviation Engineering, is named Mary Lee. It wears the colours of the 9th Air Force, example, operated by the 492nd Fighter Squadron, part of the 48th Fighter Group, from Italy, New Hampshire, until the unit moved to France in the week following D-Day. If those unit numbers sound familiar, well, they're based in the UK, once again with a very different guide, Yorkshire Fighter League, and the 492nd Fighter Squadron. Both together and in concert with Sally Lee. First of them coming past, Richard Grace with the B-47. He was in the lead. Dick Kinsey was in the Hunter, Texas, the Comanche Fighters P-51D, and David Pulliston was in the TF-51D. Contrary Mary, thank you so much to all of them, and to Andrew Dixon and Darryl Taplin of all the B-17. But now, getting into the air,